Hello and welcome. I am Reb, and I have a question for you. What is normal? I know, it sounds like the type of pseudo-intellectual BS a would-be internet philosopher likes to spout after taking a couple hits off of a vape laced with THC and think they sound deep. But bear with me a minute and allow yourself the briefest moment of self-reflection. If you're like most people, you think of normal as subjective, shaped by what's familiar to you. Normal is the way you were raised, the people and activities that make up your everyday life. In other words, the way things have always been. Like, pizza comes with pepperoni, Sunday mornings are for church, you sleep in the dark with little or no noise. That's normal. But you only really become aware of this when you encounter something different, something that falls outside the realm of your experience, something outside your norm. Say you go to college, and you get this new roommate. This sicko eats pineapple on his pizza. He sleeps in Sunday mornings and can't go to bed without a nightlight and a white noise machine. To them, that's their normal, but to you, your roommate might as well be from another planet. When norms are subjective, they tend to be fertile ground for conflict as different norms clash with each other. As the old saying goes, what's normal for the spider is chaos for the fly. But what about other kinds of norms? Norms that are not individual but societal. These norms are a collection of laws, rules, traditions, morals, and ethics that form the fabric of social order. But societies are not stagnant, and neither are their standard of norms. They move and shift with time. Just as norms help to shape a culture, the culture also has an influence over what's considered normal. So regardless of how you look at it, normal is often taken for granted, used little more as a label, bandied about with little thought or consideration. We've already spent more time here talking about it than most will on a day-to-day basis. Though this isn't true for everyone. Some people think about normal a lot. You see, to this group, normal is little more than a brand used to mark those eager or willing to submit to it. For them, normal is not an ideal to exemplify, but something restrictive to be resisted, maybe even fought against. Those who would challenge the establishment of normal, who resist the authority of those who impose it, who buck the status quo, we call those people something. We call them rebels. You can be a rebel by choice the way most are, finding a reason or a cause to stand up for, like protesters and activists, spending their days on Instagram, X, and TikTok sharing anti-capitalist memes and their nights blocking freeways to raise awareness of the socio-political realities of places they couldn't even find on a map. But for many, being a rebel is a part-time gig. After all, even card-carrying members of the Democrat Socialist Party wear nice designer suits as they drive their Teslas to Starbucks to order a grande matcha green tea frap. But what about others? People who are rebels by nature. Black sheep, misfits, weirdos, nonconformists, and outcasts, whatever else you want to call them, they tend to be defined by their inability or unwillingness to be called normal. For them, the very act of living is a rebellion. And when everything's rebellion, being a rebel paradoxically becomes its own kind of normal. A rebel normal. These rebels have a unique perspective that changes the way they see the world, how they engage and respond to it. But what do you do with that? How do you engage with a world that at very least does its best to marginalize and ignore you? Well, in today's world, you start a YouTube channel and speak to whoever will listen. That's what you'll find here. A rebel's perspective on modern media. Movies, television shows, video games, and we may touch on news and social media too. Sarcastic, irreverent, maybe a little cynical, but always with a rebel attitude. Stick around, and you may just find your new normal here on Rebel Normal.